At times we feel lost. That means we feel we need to be heading in a certain direction, and for whatever reason, we are not on that path. The feeling of uncertainty and confusion is not easy. I speak as I've been through it. And today I want to talk about feeling lost and a few things we can do to come out of it. Every person needs to have a purpose. You must have heard that before. I feel lost when I think about purpose. From what I've understood, the universe came into being out of fluke, and it will go on for billions of years without any purpose. And it will collapse one day, just like that. If that kind of a grand thing can exist without a purpose, then who are we? I feel having a single purpose in life is a myth. I feel rather than sticking with finding one purpose, we can derive guidance and a sense of direction from personal values. For example, valuing family time, adventure, valuing nature, valuing caring for those who need it, valuing learning something new, and creating something, even if it is as small as a cupcake. Viktor Frankl said, "The meaning of life is to give life meaning." And spending our thought, energy and time on our personal values can give our life a direction and some kind of meaning. There is a lot of hoopla about having an element, finding your passion, and how happy people are when they find their passion and are working in the same field. There are so many people I have known who haven't found any passions. Some have, but they don't work in the same fields. Not every person has the luxury to think about passions and purpose and make them into careers. A lot of people like myself come from middle class backgrounds, and our whole focus is on being able to buy the little comforts, and then we go for careers which give us guaranteed salaries. Passions do not necessarily pay for our bread and butter. I know, my book was published. And I also feel it puts a lot of pressure on us to try and find this one thing that we love, and it also doesn't give space for passions to come and go as they tend to. How I look at it is life is too short to be stuck with just one purpose or passion when we can explore many more things. A job, or anything for that matter, that gave us ultimate fulfillment for years might stop giving us any satisfaction anymore. And then we may feel lost because life is pushing us to bring a change in our direction. But then we feel we spent all those years acquiring the skills and experience, and how can we waste all that and start something new from scratch? Our purpose, our meaning, our values might change from time to time, and it's okay if they do. What mattered to me as a fresh graduate from college is different from what matters to me now. But it only shows that we are growing, evolving, and finding ourselves. Life comes in waves, and we can enjoy it only when we learn to ride them. I've always been a voracious reader. And if I read something nice and watch something amazing, then for the last many years I have shared it on my blog and now here on my YouTube channel. I seriously and genuinely want to popularize science and reading books and watching something quality over Big Boss and TikToks. And that was the only goal of this activity, to share with my online community. And even if one person picks up the habit of reading and starts loving science, or if I inspire even one person in any way, then I feel my goal with this activity is more than met. But people can make us feel lost even if we know where we are headed. For example, many times people have asked me questions like, "Oh, you need more followers and views, and why waste time when you don't earn money doing this?" And then one starts to think about the same activity from a new lens that is defined by people. And their definition of purpose is generally more, bigger, wider, and money-minded. and then we might feel pressure to head in a direction that we don't want to. If I wanted to reach a wider audience, then I wouldn't be making videos about books and talking about sexism, because we all know what sells more. I'm not worried about reaching wider, deeper would be nice. And I'm pretty sure that you all are doing something really well that sparks you utmost joy. Maybe you are into gardening. As long as you get joy out of it, and watching the roses bloom even if they are just 5, and your family and the 10 people living on your street enjoy the colors and the smell of those roses. It is more than enough. Continue doing it. We don't need to win the best garden in the town award and get a million likes on our garden photos. We don't need to go after what people think is success. That is a sure shot road to feeling lost. There have been times when my wants and needs have been in direct conflict with each other. Like for me, I love so many things about this country. The work culture, roads, libraries, hiking, biking trails, but then I miss my family back home in India and the familiarity of it all. And I go through the emotional conflict of my wants and needs. And there are more conflicting desires I go through in various different aspects of my life. And it gets very exhausting, and maybe you have experienced it too. And anytime I go through this conflict, I remind myself that you can have everything you ever wanted in your life, but just never all at the same time. Because I might get the other thing that I wanted, but just at the expense of what I already have right now. So focusing on what I have rather than what I do not is what helps me to get back on track. It's okay to not have everything that we want at this very minute. And the last thing I want to say is feeling lost is not an easy feeling to go through, but it also makes us go soul searching. As Henry Thoreau said, not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. There might be a mountain of confusion ahead of us, but what really matters today is we put just one foot forward. I hope this video helped you a bit if you are going through the same feelings. Feel free to share in the comment section if you have ever felt lost, the reason for it, and how you fixed it. I would love to read that.